this in a physical example. How would you get all this in here, right? So you've got your mug out on the front because it's your biggest item that doesn't really fit, but you can just hang it out there. You know, who cares if it gets dirty? You know, you're going to be dirty anyway, so that just hangs out there. And that holds about a pint. It's your measuring cup. You can drink out of it. You know, nice and easy to access, so you don't have to get to your canteen. So you can undo that top flap. And what do we have up here? Well, this is called the rain cape or the ground sheet. And I mean, it's basically just a square with some buttons on it. If it rains, we can drape it over you. You have some rain protection. The reason it gets rolled up and put up here is you got all this personal stuff in here that you don't want to get wet. So you put it in the top flap, so if it does rain, this absorbs it, right? What else do you have at the top? You have an emergency ration. Now the emergency ration, you carry it on you, but it's only for emergencies. What's in the emergency ration? What do you think?
I think salt water. Yeah.
What do you think? Take a guess.
Probably crackers and some.
Good guess, but no. Enhanced nutrient chocolate. So it's got a ton of nutrients that are infused just to make it as get as much energy in you as possible. But it's really bitter chocolate because you don't want people going in there and just snacking on it. It's only supposed to be used in emergencies at the order of a superior or if you're cut off on a loan and you can get access to all your other supplies. So you have that ready. In here, you're gonna need something to eat with. These are gonna be your eating utensils. And, you know, what else do you need except a knife, spoon, and a fork? And they look very similar to what we have today because someone came along a couple hundred years ago and said, that's all you need, and that's all we need. In here, you've got all this other personal stuff that you need to keep going. These are going to be your toiletries, and you keep that in your hold-all, which if I get the knot undone there, is going to have your shaving brush. It's going to have razor blades, shaving brush, razor, comb, toothbrush, ointment for burns or irritations, rashes, whatever. Spare boot laces, because they're going to snap eventually, and this button hook cleaner because you got to keep your buttons nice and shiny, right? Can't fight a war with dull buttons. Well, what happens when your feet get sore? Well, you put foot powder on it. Gold Bond, it's pretty much the same exact thing. Well, what about when you need to brew up some tea? You're in the British Army, you drink tea. Well, you have your Tommy cooker. It's a two-part construction. You've got your stove on the top. You light that up.
It's like
brew yourself some tea.
It is sterno.
Yeah.
We know it now as sterno.
Yeah. It's literally the same exact thing. They used this back all the way in the First World War, and they continue to use it. Same exact function. Alternatively, if you have food, you can put it in your mess tin. Heat up a meal. You want to be as self-sufficient as possible. And with these mess tins, you have all this space inside. You can put food, extra little bits, whatever you need. You have a bag where you can put, crackers, bread, an apple, anything you find that you can keep going with. You want people to know who you are, so you wear this recognition panel, especially if you're in the airborne and you're behind enemy lines. You've got a towel, keep yourself clean. What do you think's in here?
Housewife.
What'd you say?
Housewife.
That is exactly right. This is your housewife. This has pins, needles, sewing kit, everything you might need to patch up your uniform, sew something shut, fix a button, whatever you need.
It's a cap comforter.
It's a cap comforter. Because what are you going to do when your head gets cold? Well, what do you do today? What might you wear?
Whatever those things are called.
Wear a beanie. This is just a nice woolen 1940s beanie, which it's a bit too warm to be wearing this now, but it folds nice and comfortably, so you can keep it in there, and if it gets cold, which tends to do in Europe, not like here, so you can have that. Well, what if your feet get wet? You don't want to wear wet socks, right? Well, what are you going to do? Change it, right? So you have your extra boot socks, which, you know, this is 1940, so you don't get your nice comfortable cotton nylon, you get wool. These are nice, comfy wool socks.
Warm, yeah.
And that's essentially what you're gonna have on you at any given time. And you know what? If you can fit anything extra in there, fit it in there. So, how do we go about repacking it? What are we gonna put in there first? Keep in mind, you're gonna be wearing this on your back. So what don't you want poking at you in the back?
Knives, silverware, anything.
Yeah, all these things with hard, sharp bits, we don't want that poking on our back. So we're gonna want to have some padding. So we're gonna fold this up nice, tight as we can. And we're gonna put that at the bottom, right? And that's gonna pad out our bottom. So what's touching our back when we're wearing this is nice and soft. You know, have some padding there. Put on the towel back next. Foot powder.
You might as well put the soap in first if you're never going to use it. Remember, we're 18-year-old guys. We're not going to use soap.
Fold up the housewife.
I don't know about those needles either.
Oh, what the sergeant expects you to be, if you're missing a button, you're in trouble.
Nice and tight. Oh yeah, and you're never washing that silverware. It's just got a month's worth of food on there.
He's going to lick it off and keep going.
Yeah. Shove that in there too. Because you might need it, but yeah, maybe not as much as some of the other stuff. Got our mess tins back in there too.
I don't understand why you would eat two.
Well, what if you want to have 2 meals worth of stuff?
Yeah. Wash out the other one and use it.
Right, exactly.
A lot of stuff came out of that bag.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's going to go back
Is it going
in.
to fit? Step on it. Step on it.
And we want to make sure what we do is kind of put the items that we're going to use the most at the top. So that's why we put like our hold all and our silverware. Like silverware goes right on the top. You know, you don't know when you're going to need to use your silverware at any point. And we put the ground sheet right on the top. It's the hardest item to work with because it's so much space. But if you cram it all in there just right, you can close all this up. Now let's see if I did this right. Close that up. And it's all nice and tight. You know, notice right at the end of the buckle, hook our mug on there, and now it's ready to go. Now who wants to try it on? You don't want to try it on? What about you? You want to try all this on? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,